The groom had a best woman and she confessed her love to him in her speech. The bride was not happy.
Why are people doing this in speeches? Like, if you have to make some sort of proclamation, can you at least wait until it's like
I would say
after party?
I would say do it long before. Like, if you're genuinely in love with your guy friend and he starts dating a girl and then they get engaged and you're genuinely in love with him and you're like, oh my God, like, I want to be with this guy. I feel that we're soulmates. Do not wait until you're his best woman and you're giving the speech at his wedding.
Well, yeah, but I mean, if you have to do it at the wedding...
Why would you have to do it at the wedding?
No, I'm just saying in this circumstance, like, why did she wait to the speech?
Because she's selfish.
Like, pull him aside in the getting ready process. If you're already at that day...
Okay, yeah.
Just for argument's sake. If you're already at the day and you're like, I just can't, like, okay, tell him before the nuptials.
Yeah.
If you have to absolutely do it.
Yeah. What do you think it's going to do in the speech? They're going to be like, oh, you know what? Yeah, I'm in love with you,
I'm going to go rip up my wedding certificate now. Thank you so much.
That's so freaking awkward. And you just ruined your relationship with him.
Yeah.
I think if anything, if you were in love with your best friend, if you presented this information to them well before the wedding, maybe when they got engaged, you're like, oh my God, I have to get something off my chest and tell me if you feel otherwise and I'll let it go. I've always had secret feelings for you. This is the one time I'm going to shoot my shot. And then if you say no, I'm going to respect your relationship forever. I get that people are desperate, okay? I don't like it and I would never do it. Well, I can't say I would never do it. Who knows? I've never been in love with a friend, but whatever. I get that people do crazy shit, okay? Do not!
We're not crazy.
Ever profess your love at a wedding. Unless it's your own. I can't. Look at the monitor.
What is wrong with people?
The audio monitor.
Good. The monitor should be off the charts. People need to know these things. Because apparently you don't.
No, seriously. Who, I was going to say in their right mind, but they don't have a right mind to be professing their love during the speeches.
Or at all.
Okay, also, this is a side note. No, yeah, I agree. I agree with that all. If your best friend, if you're in love with them and they're in a loving, happy relationship and they are your literal best friend to the point where you are their best man or their best woman and you're secretly in love with them, but they are so happy and the person they're marrying is great and they're madly in love, shut your fucking mouth. Shut your fucking mouth and move on, okay? They're not for you.
Didn't we have this conversation like one of our first episodes where like if you're in love with your friend, they're not your friend?
I feel that way.
Yeah.
I genuinely feel that way. And I feel like obviously people, it's never this has actually never happened to me and I don't expect it to happen to me. But I have never had a friend who I'm just genuinely friends with and then that has changed into romantic interest. And I'm really trying to be open-minded here and be like, any of the guys I've ever liked, like, have I ever been friends with them? And I really think the answer is no.
Yeah.
It would be so difficult for me to go from, like, actual genuine friendship and then randomly one day that just switches. I know it happens for people, though. But I agree. I really feel like when there is romantic interest, especially if it starts with a romantic interest, like, if you are interested in someone romantically when you first meet them and then they're not interested in you, or maybe they're in a relationship or something happens where you guys are not going to be in a romantic relationship with each other, if your feelings never go away and you're like, oh, they're my best friend, are they your best friend?
Yeah.
Are they actually your best friend? Because when you start dating someone and then if you had to tell your new partner everything about your relationship with this so-called best friend of yours, would you be nervous to tell them?
Yeah.
Would you be nervous to tell your new partner, oh yeah, that's my best friend, but for the first few years of our relationship, I really secretly wanted to date him the entire time, and then he wasn't interested in me, or he was in a relationship with somebody else, so we ended up not dating, but yeah, we're best friends, and now I'm dating you. Anyone in their right mind would be like, that's not your friend. That was you having a friendly acquaintance and you're tricking yourself into thinking that they're your friend because you secretly hope that their feelings are going to change and you're going to start dating.
I think the problem is this doesn't happen in real life, but it happens all the time in books and movies, and people our age like grew up with that stuff and
Yeah.
think that it's like what happens, and it doesn't happen.
I also want to say that, like, I feel bad just saying, like, what I just said. Of course, there are situations where maybe that's not the case. Like, maybe somebody is a genuinely good friend to you and they do all the things that a good friend does to you. But I just think if you have romantic feelings from the start, there's just like something else going on there. Like, I just think that if you have a friend that at any given moment, if they asked you out, I'm like, is that your friend? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe someone can prove me wrong.
Yeah.
But I just think, like, knowing my guy friends and the relationship I have with them, if any of them, and this would literally never happen, but if any of them were like, do you want to date? I would literally like laugh in their face and be like, are you okay? Like, what?
Yeah.
And if I asked them, if I approached one of my guy friends and I was like, hey, like, I have feelings for you, they would be like, I don't have any feeling for you at all, but I love you and you're my friend. But like, absolutely not.
Right.
That's anyone that I consider a genuine friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm speaking from my own experience. So you know what? I shouldn't project onto every other human on earth, because I know relationships are nuanced and intricate and complicated. We've been saying nuanced
all
so
day.
much recently.
Yeah.
But I just honestly think that people use friendship to cover like secret romantic hope.
I agree.